Chapter 41. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The people of Huangting's sect came to the front platform of Luofu Immortal Boat and looked down. They found that all the people of all sects had basically returned to their own travel magic weapons, gathered in their respective stands, and waited for the competition to begin. The gate of Wanhua Medicine Valley was also opened, and many disciples gathered in front of the gate waiting for the opening. Since the battles of the four realms started at the same time, the competition would not last long. Every time the competition started, it meant that the event was coming to an end. After about a cup of tea, 3 consecutive bells rang at the gate, and the competition officially began. Outside the gate, the sky and the earth darkened instantly, and a bright light appeared in the air. More than a dozen dancers in gorgeous clothes performed dances. Each of them was as beautiful as a fairy and graceful. When they danced, they were as graceful as a startled swan and as graceful as a swimming dragon. I didn't expect there would be an opening ceremony performance. It's quite fashionable. Changfeng couldn't help but complain. After the dance, the surrounding monks applauded. The sky and the earth instantly regained brightness. At this time, Cheng, the head of the Wanhua Medicine Valley Alchemy Institute, instantly appeared in mid-air and used a sound amplification method, and the sound echoed in the ears of all the cultivators. Dear Taoist friends, welcome to participate in this sect competition. I will host this competition. Unlike previous competitions, this competition will have 4 forces participating in the competition, namely Huangting Sect, Tianjiao Pavilion, Wanyao Imperial Court and Wanhua Medicine Valley. Let us welcome the contestants of this competition to the stage. As soon as the voice fell, Changfeng, Feng Lai, Huang Zongtian and Ling Wenbin flew out of the Luofu ferry boat and stood behind Cheng. The same was true for the contestants from the other 3 major forces. 16 contestants lined up in mid-air, with extraordinary momentum. Cheng introduced the contestants one by one, and the spectators around talked about it. Is that young man in the golden robe the golden winged Depeng from the upper realm? I didn't see it. How come he has completely transformed in the Grandmaster realm? I heard that the golden wing has the strength of a mid-stage terrestrial immortal or above. Is that true? It should be true. I wonder how the other 3 sects will respond. If the 10,000 Monsters Imperial Court wins 3 games, our southern region will lose face. Is that Changfeng, the peerless evildoer of the Huangting sect? He is indeed extraordinary. It's a pity. He could have shined in this competition, but he didn't expect to meet a divine beast from the upper realm. Contestant Ling Wenbin represented the Huangting sect in the Heavenly Man realm in the last competition, and won first place. I wonder if he can defend the title of the Heavenly Man group this time. It's probably difficult. I heard that the Heavenly Man realm player sent by the 10,000 Monsters Imperial Court this time is also very strong. If the golden winged Depeng helps, I'm afraid Ling Wenbin will also be in trouble. A moment later, Cheng took out a treasure in the shape of a 4-story tower, threw it forward, and it became hundreds of meters in size and floated in the air. This is the Taoist weapon specially made for this competition, the 4-sided tower. It is divided into 4 floors, and each floor has a vast space, which is the place where the contestants fight. The first floor is the battlefield of the Xiantian realm, the second floor is the battlefield of the Grandmaster realm, and so on. The internal battle scene will be projected to the outside synchronously, and everyone can enjoy the real-time battle picture. The battles of the 4 realms will start at the same time. After the low-level contestants win, they can go to the battlefield of the high realm to help. You cannot borrow external forces in the battle. You can only use magic weapons and spiritual treasures that can be activated by your own mental power. It is forbidden to use elixirs that instantly increase combat power, tokens containing elders' attacks, etc., otherwise it will be judged as a failure. Don't worry about falling in the battle. When there is a risk of life, loss of combat ability, or active surrender, the 4-sided tower will automatically teleport the contestants out. If you are injured, our Wanhua Medicine Valley will be responsible for treatment. Cheng said, now, all contestants, please enter the 4-sided tower. After he finished speaking, a suction force came from the 4-sided tower. All the contestants did not resist and turned into 16 streams of light and sank into the tower. at this time, a huge light curtain appeared between heaven and earth. The light curtain was divided into 4 parts, showing the scenes in the 4 floors of the 4-sided tower respectively, and all spectators could see it clearly. At this time, the battle had not yet begun. 4 contestants on each floor stood in a square position facing each other, hundreds of meters apart. Changfeng stood on the east side of the first floor, looking at the 3 opponents, thinking silently in his heart, I want to finish the first floor as quickly as possible. Among the 3 in front of me, the strongest one in the intelligence is only the mid-stage strength of the Grandmaster. In theory, using mental power to activate the secret method of invisible and formless can resolve the battle the fastest. However, once the mental power is used, the intelligence will be exposed. Although the 4 realms are fighting at the same time, it is possible that the powerful people in the 10,000 Demons Imperial Court will send a message to Jin Yi to let him prepare in advance. So you can't use your mental strength at the first level. Changfeng made up his mind and made a battle plan. The other 3 people were in a complicated mood at this time. On the one hand, they had to fight for the sect's power and had to do their best. On the other hand, knowing Changfeng's strength, they felt that they had no hope of winning. Even if the 3 of them joined forces to fight, they were far from being Changfeng's opponent. Brother Qi, please be gentle when the battle starts, don't hit him in the face. The young woman who represented the Xiantian realm of Wanhua Medicine Valley smiled bitterly. Everyone, I have an important mission for the sect, and I apologize in advance. I'm sorry. Changfeng replied seriously. Human kid, I'm not afraid of you, just come on. The representative of the Wanya Huangting with a bull's head and a human body roared. The representative of the Tianjiao pavilion remained silent, and Changfeng stopped talking. Suddenly, a voice rang out from the battlefields on all sides of the 4-sided tower at the same time, the battle is about to begin, all players are ready. Countdown, 3, 2, 1, start. The battle officially started. Outside the square tower, all the spectators held their breath and stared at the light screen, afraid of missing any details of the battle. The battle officially started, and Changfeng's mind moved. Spiritual version of fairy art, darkness walking art. Spiritual version of fairy art, sealing art, Vajra blockade. The 2 spells were used instantly, and the other 3 players on the field had no time to react before they fell into darkness, and they were a little panicked. At the same time, countless golden chains stretched out from behind Changfeng, and he instantly came to the 3 opponents and tied them up like dumplings. The first level of the battle is over, and the winner is Huangtingzong Changfeng. A voice sounded in the 4-sided tower. Instantly, Changfeng disappeared from the first floor of the 4-sided tower and came to the Grandmaster battlefield on the second floor. At this time, the 4 people on the Grandmaster battlefield had not yet fought together. The representatives of the 3 sects in the southern region were forming a horn-shaped force, led by Feng Lai, and stared at Jin Yi closely. Jin Yi was interested and was about to say something. Suddenly, Changfeng appeared not far from Jin Yi. The 4 looked at Changfeng and were a little surprised. No, brother, are you so fast? We haven't even started fighting here, and you've finished. Chapter 42. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The audience outside the 4-sided tower was also speechless. No, buddy, are you rushing to reincarnate? The Xiantian realm competition ended in an instant, and we haven't reacted yet. It was really lonely, there is no way. When the strength gap is too big, the battle ends so quickly, and Changfeng is worried that if he delays on the first level, Jin Yi will directly end the battle on the second level, then there will be no place to complain. The elder stroked his beard with satisfaction. Changfeng acted completely according to his plan, sweeping the Xiantian realm enemies at the fastest speed, and his strength was beyond his expectations. He should be able to hold Jin Yi for a longer time on the second level. In the Shanshui Dongtian map, the great men of the Huangting sect were also watching the battle. Brother Qin, when did you have this kind of magical power on Tianquan Peak? This kind of energy use method has never been seen before, it is very novel. Seeing the spiritual power version of immortal art released by Changfeng, a great man couldn't help asking Changfeng. Changfeng was also very confused, he himself had never seen it before. However, Changfeng replied, That's right, we have countless magical powers and secrets in Tianquan Peak, how can you understand them all? Hearing this, the other great powers did not ask more questions. After all, they were just some low and medium-level magics, just a little novel, nothing big. At this time, on the 4th level of the Tianren battlefield, Leng Wenbin did not say much nonsense as soon as he came up, and directly attacked, with the tip of his sword pointing directly at the Tianren contestant of the Wanyao Huangting. The Tianren contestants of Tianjian Pavilion and Wanhua Medicine Valley tacitly did not intervene and fought each other. There was no way. The 3 major sects in the south region also wanted to beat up the Wanyao Huangting right away, but it was too embarrassing to do so in public, so they tacitly let Leng Wenbin, the strongest, go up. The Tianren contestant of the Wanyao Huangting was a dragon at the peak of the Tianren level, and he was not afraid of Leng Wenbin's attack. However, he fell into a disadvantage as soon as he fought. The dragon was not in a hurry either. He sacrificed a bell-shaped lower-grade spiritual treasure to protect himself. Like a turtle shell, it seems that the spiritual strength of this dragon has reached the level of land immortals and can activate lower-grade spiritual treasures. Leng Wenbin's long sword fell on the treasure bell, making a clanging sound. It was impossible to defeat this dragon in a short time. I let you be arrogant now. When the Golden Wing Palace comes to this level, I'll see how proud you are. The dragon thought to himself. On the 2nd level of the Grandmaster battlefield, Feng Lai was very surprised to see Changfeng coming. Junior brother Qi, I didn't expect you to come so soon. At this time, Jin Yi spoke. Fellow Taoist Qi, you came to the Grandmaster battlefield so quickly, are you going to join forces with them to stop me? Excuse me, I can suppress the 3 of them in a blink of an eye. The strength of the middle stage celestial being is not enough in front of me. As for you, fellow Taoist Qi, you can have the strength of the late celestial being in the innate realm. This kind of talent is also rare in the upper realm. It's rare. If you reach the Grandmaster level, you should be able to fight with me for a few moves. Now, it's impossible to stop me. After listening to this, Changfeng grinned. Brother Jin, you are wrong. We can only know whether we can win after fighting. It's useless to compare the levels. After speaking, he turned to the 3 people behind him and said, you retreat a little, leave this to me, my strength has also reached the level of land immortals. The Grandmaster of Tianjian Pavilion wanted to say something when he heard it, but was stopped by Feng Lai. Believe in Junior Brother Qi, from my understanding of Junior Brother Qi, he won't talk big. And the battle between the land immortals is indeed not something we can intervene in. The Grandmaster of Tianjian Pavilion thought about it, agreed, and retreated to a distance. Genie listened, his face unchanged and said, the novel was taken from the Rawla's website. Close where you're reading it and support us on our website for more free novels. Then I will learn from you. Changfeng didn't waste words and rushed up directly. Breathing of the sun, open. Transparent world, open. 8 gates of ninjutsu, life gate, open. With the buff stacked up, Changfeng was full of amazing momentum and punched out. The sun rises. After the first level of the sun-shattering sky fist was played, Jin Yi's face changed drastically, no longer as calm as before. The great ping spreads its wings. Jin Yi mobilized all his strength and also punched out. The 2 forces collided, and with a loud bang, the space of the 4-square tower produced a slight ripple. Feng Lai and the other 2 were a little scared. If they were not far away, the aftermath of the battle could send them out of the 4-square tower. With a bang, Jin Yi retreated half a step, and Changfeng did not move at all. How is it, brother Jin Dao, how powerful is Qi's boxing? Jin Yi's face was solemn, and his arm was slightly numb at this time. Where did this monster come from? His body is so strong, even stronger than my golden-winged rock. Jin Yi thought to himself, and instantly changed his strategy, no longer fighting with Changfeng in close combat, using his body skills away from Changfeng. Jin Yi waved his hand. 108,000 blades. Countless golden feather blades shot towards Changfeng. Changfeng's expression remained unchanged, and he punched out again, scattering the feather blades. Seeing that the long-range attack could not work, Jin Yi's eyes flashed, and he pounced forward, instantly revealing his original form, turning into a golden-winged rock several tens of meters long. With a shocking cry, Jin Yi's speed increased instantly, and his claws grabbed Changfeng's head. Changfeng was not afraid at all, and grabbed Jin Yi's claws. With a sound of metal, the two sides were evenly matched. How is it possible? How can he react? Jin Yi was shocked. Turning into the original form of the golden-winged roc, Jin Yi's speed increased dramatically. Most strong people with the initial spiritual strength of the land immortals could not react to his attack. Unexpectedly, Changfeng could actually sense his attack and took it. Jin Yi didn't know that Changfeng had comprehended the power of the Huangting Sutra. Under the induction of the power of the mind, Changfeng would not be afraid even if his speed was several times faster. Jin Yi was a little annoyed. He was a divine beast from the upper realm, but he couldn't defeat a human race that was one realm lower than him in a short time in the lower realm. He was a little embarrassed. His mind was spinning rapidly, and Jin Yi decided to use mental attack. He knew that the limit of the mental power in the innate realm was barely at the early stage of the heavenly realm, and his mental strength had reached the late stage of the heavenly realm. In terms of mental power, Changfeng must be inferior to him. Having made up his mind, Jin Yi sacrificed a top-grade magic weapon similar to an eyeball. This magic weapon was called the Nightmare Beast Pearl, which was refined from a strange beast called the Nightmare Beast in the upper realm and specialized in attacking the enemy's sea of consciousness. A purple light shot out from the eyeball and hit Changfeng. Hit! Jin Yi was excited. He immediately opened his claws and attacked, trying to take advantage of the opportunity when Changfeng's sea of consciousness was attacked to win. Unexpectedly, Changfeng grabbed his claws and restricted his speed as if nothing had happened. How could this happen? Jin Yi was puzzled. Suddenly, he felt the power in Changfeng's hands surge, and his own golden-winged Depeng claws seemed to be crushed. He looked closely and found that Changfeng's hands were covered with a layer of gray energy, heart power. Jin Yi's eyes widened, and he was extremely horrified. Chapter 43. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The audience outside the four-square tower were almost all staring at the battle on the Grandmaster Realm battlefield. Changfeng's battle performance stunned everyone, and they said it was impossible. Isn't it only the 47th floor of the Tower of Babel, the late heavenly man combat power? The monsters in the 10,000 monsters royal court were numb. The Huangting sect is really insidious and cunning, without martial ethics, providing false information and launching sneak attacks. The elders are right. The human race has deep routines, and we must be extremely careful when dealing with them in the future. The monsters muttered in their hearts. At this time, the elder was also a little confused, and his beard was almost pulled off by himself. The development of the battle was different from what he thought. I thought Changfeng was just bragging before, but I didn't expect him to be really good. However, how can he have such a strong body and combat power in the innate realm? The elder was very puzzled. There is no way. The talent drawn by the simulation system is so unreasonable. It can improve a lot of strength in a short period of time. The three people who were swept out by Changfeng in the Xiantian realm battlefield were also buzzing when they saw his performance in the Grandmaster battlefield. No, big brother, you are so powerful. You should have said it earlier. I would not have come to participate in this competition if I had known. The three sighed in their hearts, but at least they felt better, because Changfeng showed the strength of the land immortal realm, and it was not so embarrassing for them to be swept away in an instant. The second floor of the four-sided tower, the Grandmaster battlefield. Jin Yi saw Changfeng's hands covered with grey heart power, holding his claws tightly, and was extremely horrified. In the upper realm, there are very few geniuses who can comprehend the heart power, especially in the monster clan, where it is basically impossible to find. Unexpectedly, this time in the lower realm, I met a monster who comprehended the heart power at the age of 16. Jin Yi seemed to have a feeling of fighting with those peerless geniuses in the upper realm. The reason why the attack of the Nightmare Beast Pearl failed just now was also found. With the heart power protecting the sea of consciousness, mental attacks are difficult to take effect on Changfeng. Changfeng used his mental power to attach to his fists and completely suppressed Jin Yi. The various sects in the southern region who were watching the battle from the outside were very excited. He is indeed worthy of being the peerless demon in the southern region. He can actually cross a major realm and attack the divine beasts of the upper realm. Look at the faces of the demons in the 10,000 demons imperial court. It's really exciting. Why did Jin Yi suddenly fall into a disadvantage? The gray energy covering Changfeng's fists should be mental power, which can protect the sea of consciousness and greatly increase the power of attack. An experienced audience explained, mental power. I have learned a lot today. In the landscape cave map, the great men of the Huangting sect were also watching the battle. Sure, Brother Qin, you hit it very well. I didn't expect your disciple to reach such a combat power and comprehend the power of the mind. Qin Feng's expression remained unchanged and he said, that, I already knew it. Wouldn't it be less surprising if I told you in advance? In fact, he was also extremely shocked. This kid didn't tell me in advance, and he almost couldn't hold it. Qin Feng thought, Brother Qin, if the battle goes on like this, I feel that your disciple will win. A great man said. Not necessarily. Qin Feng pondered for a while and said, It is said that the Golden Winged Depeng clan has a very terrifying innate magical power. Once used, the strength will increase dramatically. I just don't know if this Grandmaster level Golden Winged Depeng has mastered it. If he hasn't mastered it, then Changfeng will most likely win. If he has mastered it, the battle situation is hard to say. Other great men nodded and agreed with Qin Feng's point of view. Everyone stared at the light curtain, looking forward to the development of the subsequent battle. In the square tower, Jin Yi gradually fell into a disadvantage. Changfeng and him were fighting in close combat, and every punch covered with heart power could cause him considerable damage. No, I will lose if this continues. Jin Yi thought, it seems that the trump card must be used now. I originally wanted to use it again in the battlefield of heaven and man. There is no way, if I don't use it again, there will be no chance. Jin Yi spread his wings, and with a cry, a black and white gas spurted out of his mouth and instantly sank into his body, the innate magical power of the Golden Winged Depeng, the Yin and Yang Qi. A powerful person watching the battle recognized it. The Yin and Yang Qi is the innate magical power of the Golden Winged Depeng clan, which is extraordinary and has infinite magical uses. After Jin Yi reached the Grandmaster realm, he could barely use it. Integrating the Yin and Yang Qi into the physical body can greatly improve one's combat power in a short period of time, but it puts a lot of pressure on the physical body and cannot last for too long. The other magical uses of the Yin and Yang Qi cannot be used at Jin Yi's current realm. After using his innate magical power, Jin Yi's strength increased greatly, and he broke free from Changfeng's restraints, and his speed also reached several times that of before. The iron-like wings slashed towards Changfeng, and Changfeng's face was condensed, and he punched to meet the blow. With a thud, he was knocked away. After landing, he couldn't help but groan, alas, this Jin Yi can use his innate magical power, and his strength has greatly increased. Changfeng is no longer his opponent. What a pity. A powerful person watching the battle sighed, that's true, but Changfeng can fight with Jin Yi to this extent, which is already very good. He deserves the name of the peerless evildoer. When he breaks through to the Grandmaster level, he will definitely be able to defeat this Golden Winged Depeng. The spectators around echoed, Elder, who couldn't help but feel a little bit of a pity, but he consumed a lot of Jin Yi's physical strength and forced out his innate magical power, which should create a lot of opportunities for Leng Wenbin. After Changfeng was knocked away, he felt the strength of Jin Yi's attack and knew that he used his innate magical power, which greatly improved his strength. It's time to fight quickly and decisively, and we can't delay too long. Changfeng felt that Jin Yi should have no other means, so he decided to fight with all his strength and send him out of the tower. 8 gates of Tianjiao, Jingmen, open. Changfeng opened 7 gates of the 8 gates of Tianjiao directly. His whole body turned red, his momentum soared, and his speed and strength increased by who knows how many times. His body was bearing the violent force, but fortunately Changfeng had the talent of Vajra indestructible body, which greatly increased his physical strength and recovery speed, so it was not a problem to open 7 gates in a short time. With a flash, Changfeng instantly came to the side of Jin Depeng. Facing his horrified eyes, and punched him, the Jin Depeng, which was dozens of meters in size, flew backwards like a rolling gourd. How is it possible? Jin Yi was full of disbelief after fusing the Yin and Yang Qi. My fighting power is no less than that of an ordinary peak land immortal, so why am I still not his opponent? He is only 16 years old, how could he master so many powerful magical skills? Without time to think, Changfeng rushed to his side again in an instant, and Jin Yi could only resist with difficulty. After opening the 7 gates of the 8 gates of Tianjiao, Changfeng's speed and boxing power far exceeded Jin Yi, who used his innate magical power. How can the innate magical power you can barely use be comparable to the 8 gates of Tianjiao that I have cultivated to perfection? Changfeng thought to himself. Without giving Jin Yi time to react, Changfeng punched more than a dozen times in a row, and a large amount of blood spurted out of Jin Yi's body in an instant. Jin Yi let out a painful whine, and the yin and yang qi that had merged into his body were beaten out, forcing him to exit the state of his innate magical power. At this time, Jin Yi's breath was weak, and he fell to the ground. His body was covered with blood, and his golden feathers were in disarray. Brother Jin Dao, I'm grateful for your help. Changfeng did not continue to attack, exited the state of shock, and said to Jin Yi. Changfeng knew very well the power of those dozen punches, and Jin Yi would not be able to fight. Jin Yi barely raised his head, looked at Changfeng with complicated eyes, and disappeared in the square tower in an instant. Chapter 44. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Jin Yi was teleported out of the square tower. As soon as he appeared outside, Xianwu, the leader of the 10,000 Demons Imperial Court, immediately moved him to the 10,000 Demons Tower. He took out a pill and stuffed it into Jin Yi's mouth. At the same time, the 10,000 Demons Tower also emitted bursts of green light to help Jin Yi recover from his injuries. Jin Yi was seriously injured after being hit by more than a dozen punches from Changfeng in the state of opening the Jingmen, and the backlash of the yin and yang qi. After a cup of tea, Jin Yi recovered and turned into a human form again. He stood silently behind Xianwu without saying a word. The spectators present had already exploded, from Jin Yi opening his innate magical power to Changfeng opening the 7 gates to defeat Jin Yi. It seemed long, but in fact it was only a few breaths, and many people had not yet reacted. No one expected that Changfeng had such a powerful trump card. What's the situation? How did he win suddenly? Some less powerful cultivators asked. It should be a secret method that greatly improves combat power in a short period of time, but I have never seen this secret method. Huangting sect is indeed the strongest sect in the southern region, with a profound foundation and countless secret methods. A great man watching the battle said. Judging from the increase in combat power shown by Changfeng, this secret method should have been cultivated to the great perfection level by him, otherwise it would be impossible to defeat the yin-yang qi magical power. Yin-yang qi is a great magical power that is also well known in the upper realm. It is said that if it is cultivated to a high level, it can be transformed into a yin-yang world-destroying mill with infinite power. Jin Yi's simple way of integrating it into the flesh is too superficial. Another great man said, it is rare for a grandmaster to comprehend the innate magical power of yin and yang. When the realm is raised in the future, this golden wing will naturally master the new methods of using yin and yang. What shocked me was Changfeng's comprehension. At such a young age, he not only comprehended the power of mind, but also had the energy to practice the secret method of increasing combat power to the great perfection. Judging from his physical strength and spiritual power quality, he must be practicing the Huangting sect's top 2 martial arts of immortality. I heard that he is only 16 years old and has been in the Huangting sect for only 2 months. He has practiced 4 methods at the same time and his boxing attainments are amazing. People with such comprehension have never been heard of in ancient and modern times. While everyone was amazed at Changfeng's talent, Changfeng was closing his eyes and regulating his breath in the 4-sided tower. The powerful recovery ability provided by the Vajra indestructible body talent allowed Changfeng to recover quickly, and the side effects of briefly opening the 7 gates disappeared. In less than a cup of tea, Changfeng opened his eyes, adjusted himself, and prepared to go to the 3rd floor of the 4-sided tower. At this time, Feng Lai and the other 2 who were watching the battle from a distance flew over. Soon, the 3 of them came to Changfeng's side. 2 brothers from Tianjian Pavilion and Wanhua Medicine Valley. Please go in. We are in a hurry to go to the Grandmaster battlefield. Changfeng bowed. If you 2 want to fight with Qi, it's okay. The two grandmasters from Tianjiao Pavilion and Wanhua Medicine Valley looked at each other and smiled bitterly. Junior brother Qi is very powerful, and we are willing to admit defeat. After saying that, they chose to admit defeat and were teleported out of the four-sided tower. After seeing Qi Changfeng's strength, the two of them naturally would not humiliate themselves and fight with Qi Changfeng. After all, they couldn't take a single move. I think the sect would not blame them. The second level battle is over. The winners are Qi Changfeng and Feng Lai of Huangting sect. A voice sounded in the four-sided tower, and Qi Changfeng and the other two were instantly teleported to the third-level Grandmaster battlefield. In the third level, the contestant of the 10,000 Demons Imperial Court was a Cloud Thunder Leopard demon, who was fighting with Huang Zongtian. This Cloud Thunder Leopard has been able to transform into a human form, but there are still some leopard patterns on his face. The Grandmaster realm can basically completely transform, which shows that his bloodline is extraordinary. At this time, he has opened his innate magical power. His speed has greatly increased, and he is surrounded by lightning and has an extraordinary momentum. Huang Zongtian is not at all inferior, and he uses the secret palm method of Piaomiao Peak to overcome the hard with softness, and fights back and forth with Cloud Thunder Leopard. The strength of both of them has reached the early stage of Land Immortals, and it seems that it will be difficult to determine the winner in a short time. In fact, Cloud Thunder Leopard knows his own suffering. Before opening his innate magical power, he is not Huang Zongtian's opponent and has been suppressed. Only after using it can he fight to a draw. However, the consumption of the innate magical power is huge, and it is not a long-term solution. Originally, I thought that Genie could quickly deal with the Grandmaster realm opponent and rush to the third level to help, but I didn't expect that after waiting for so long. I still didn't wait for Genie's arrival. Master Genie, why haven't you come yet? Little Leopard can't hold on any longer. Yun Leibao felt bitter in his heart. Suddenly, two figures appeared not far away. Yun Leibao was overjoyed. They finally came. Then he thought, no, how could it be two people? He looked carefully and found that the people who came were Qi Changfeng and Feng Lai. He couldn't help but be shocked and lost his mind. Huang Zongtian seized the opportunity and the palm slapped the waist of the Cloud Thunder Leopard, instantly injuring it severely. Impossible, absolutely impossible. How could Master Genie lose to you? Before being teleported out by the four-square tower, the Cloud Thunder Leopard was still roaring. Huang Zongtian defeated his opponent and looked at Qi Changfeng and Feng Lai. Also very surprised, Feng Lai stepped forward and told Huang Zongtian about the battle that took place on the second-level Grandmaster battlefield. When Huang Zongtian heard that Qi Changfeng defeated Genie, who had the peak strength of a land immortal, with an overwhelming advantage, his face was full of shock. Lucky. Lucky. Qi Changfeng said modestly. In the distance, the Grandmaster contestants of the Tianjiao Pavilion and Wanhua Medicine Valley who were fighting also noticed the movement here, stopped fighting, and flew over here. Seeing that the three people of Huangting sect had gathered, their faces changed. How is it possible that Genie lost? The two of them thought rapidly, and instantly cast their eyes on Qi Changfeng. Although it felt incredible, only this peerless demon from the Huangting sect could possibly defeat the Golden Winged Depeng from the upper realm. The contestants from the Wanyahuang court have been eliminated. Without the invisible common enemy, the contestants will each fight for their own sect and will not hold back. Although they knew that there was little hope, the two from the Tianjiao Pavilion and Wanhua Medicine Valley still rushed towards Qi Changfeng and Huang Zongtian. As for Feng Lai, he was ignored. Qi Changfeng did not hold back either. He covered his fists with his heart power and opened the first 3 gates of the 8 gates of Tianjiao. With just one punch, he sent the Tianjiao Pavilion Grandmaster contestant out of the four-sided tower. Then he helped Huang Zongtian deal with the contestants from the Wanhua Medicine Valley. The third-level battle is over. The winners are Qi Changfeng, Huang Zongtian, and Feng Lai from the Huangting sect. A voice sounded in the four-sided tower, which meant that the Huangting sect won the first 3 levels of the battle. Without further delay, let's go to the 4th level Tianren battlefield to help senior brother Leng. Qi Changfeng said. Huang Zongtian and Feng Lai nodded in agreement, and the 3 of them disappeared from the Grandmaster realm battlefield in an instant. Chapter 45. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the landscape cave map, the great men of the Huangting sect congratulated Qin Feng. I didn't expect to win, Brother Qin. Tianquan Peak has a lot of good things. I have never seen the secret method of increasing combat power used by your disciple before. It has only been 2 months since you started, and you can practice the secret method to the great success level, and you have also comprehended the power of the mind. It's incredible understanding. Haha, that's a must. Don't you look at whose disciple you are. Before, you always said that I didn't accept disciples because I didn't know how to teach disciples. Now you know what I, Qin, am capable of. Qin Feng said with his head raised. The great men couldn't help but curl their lips. Some time ago, Taoist Chao of Tianjin Peak asked me to give him my disciple, but I kicked him out. Qin Feng said proudly. When everyone heard this, they were very surprised. Although Tianjin Peak had few people, there were still a few disciples who had comprehended the power of the mind. How could they act like this? Brother Qin, could it be that your disciple has comprehended the mental power of the Huangting Sutra? A great man asked. Of course, Changfeng has comprehended the mental power of the Huangting Sutra. Qin Feng laughed. The faces of the great men changed slightly, and they suddenly realized, no wonder Taoist Chao was so anxious. It turned out that he had met a successor who could inherit his mantle, comprehended the mental power of the Huangting Sutra in 2 months. This comprehension, I still underestimated it. It's really outrageous. Taoist Liehua of Wuxing Peak sighed, and Shushan, the master of Badian Peak, felt even more sour. Qin, you have no ability to teach a disciple. It's a waste of talent for Qi Changfeng to take you as his master. Why don't we have a fight? If I win, you give me your disciple. And Shushan was unwilling to accept it. He went to every entrance examination, but he was delayed this year. He didn't expect to miss the most evil disciple and let Qin Feng, a bastard, get a big bargain. If he was there at that time, Qi Changfeng would probably take him as his master. After all, he has a stronger desire to take in disciples and has more experience. Qin Feng was not annoyed, and said leisurely, Old monsterin, I know you are anxious, but don't be anxious. Why should I fight with you? There is no benefit. And Qi Changfeng is my true disciple, which is an unchangeable fact. I think you just envy me. You. And Shushan was a little broken. Seeing this, the great men also laughed, and the atmosphere was very cheerful. On the 4th floor of the Sifang Tower, the battle between the gods and the people, the dragons of the Wanyao royal court had already revealed their true forms, which were hundreds of meters long. He also enlarged the treasure bell, covering his entire body, to resist Leng Wenbin's attack. Because the announcement of the results of the battle was independent of each floor after the battle, the dragons at this time had no idea that Jin Yi had been eliminated by Qi Changfeng. It must be said that the tortoise shell on the dragon's head had strong defense. Leng Wenbin, holding a magic sword of the lower-grade spiritual treasure level, failed to break the treasure bell for a long time. Thinking of the instructions of the great elder before the battle, Leng Wenbin was a little anxious. It was necessary to fight and resolve this dragon quickly, otherwise it would be troublesome when Jin Yi came up. Leng Wenbin has been practicing for more than 500 years and broke through to the realm of gods and people 150 years ago. 100 years ago, he became the top of the Tianren list of Tongtian Tower, represented Huangting sect in the last 3 sects competition, and won the battle of the Tianren realm. His main cultivation technique is eternal green art, which allows him to have a lifespan far beyond that of his peers. He is estimated to live 6,000 years in the heavenly man realm, which is longer than the average immortal realm on land. In the past 100 years, in addition to collecting the natural materials and treasures needed for the martial arts technique, Thunder Immortal Body, on land and comprehending the true meaning of eternal green art, he also practiced a secret method to increase combat power, floating ashes. This secret method is to greatly increase combat power by burning one's own lifespan. The faster the lifespan burns, the higher the combat power is increased, which is very compatible with eternal green art. After 100 years of hard work, Leng Wenbin has refined this secret method to the great success level, and the combat power increase cannot be underestimated. Just as Leng Wenbin was about to use floating ashes to get rid of the dragon, 3 figures appeared not far away. Leng Wenbin was overjoyed when he saw it. The people who came were Qi Changfeng, Huang Zongtian, and Feng Lai. the dragon with a turtle shell was also startled. What's going on? Where's Lord Genie? The dragon pushed Leng Wenbin's attack away and retreated towards the battle direction of the Tianren realm contestants from Tianjian Pavilion and Wanhua Medicine Valley. He didn't expect that after hiding for a long time and getting beaten up, the people waiting for him were actually the people from Huangting sect. In the distance, the Tianren realm contestants from Tianjian Pavilion and Wanhua Medicine Valley also noticed the abnormality here and stopped fighting tacitly. The 4 contestants from Huangting sect successfully met on the 4th floor, which means that the winners of the first 3 floors are all Huangting sect, Tingzong. The highly expected Jin Yi fell on the 2nd floor. Although it is unknown what caused Jin Yi's defeat, the tacit understanding between the 3 sects in the southern region collapsed in an instant. Since the Wanya Huangting failed to win the 2nd and 3rd floors, there is no need to target the 4th floor. And if Huang Tingzone wins all the floors, the other 3 forces will lose face. In an instant, the contestants from Tianjian Pavilion and Wanhua Medicine Valley analyzed the situation on the field clearly, and Huang Tingzong became the target of public criticism. Leng Wenbin did not continue to chase the dragon, but chose to meet with Qi Changfeng and the other 2, junior brother Qi. I didn't expect you to be so amazing that you could defeat the upper realm beast. The Tianren realm sword cultivator of Tianjian Pavilion said. The 3 sects in the southern region are of the same blood, and can also be called brothers. The 4 people from Huang Tingzong are all there, which means that Jin Yi was defeated in the Grandmaster realm battlefield, and can only be defeated by Feng Lai or Qi Changfeng. Feng Lai's intelligence is very complete, and everyone knows his strength. It can't be him. Therefore, the contestants of Tianjian Pavilion can conclude that it is Qi Changfeng who defeated Jin Yi. Although this result is hard to accept, the Xiantian realm has the fighting power of a land immortal. What an outrageous monster, Brother Wang. I am also lucky. Qi Changfeng said, Brother Leng, Huang Tingzong has won the first 3 levels. We will go all out in the Tianren realm battlefield and will not let your sect win alone. The Tianren realm strongman of Wanhua Medicine Valley said implicitly, it seems that the 3 of them will join forces to clear out Huang Tingzong first. As for who is the winner of the Tianren realm, they will fight for it at that time. Anyway, Huang Tingzong can't take everything. Are you afraid? Just come over and see the truth. Leng Wenbin is not afraid either. The worst case is a loss. Anyway, the first 3 levels have been won, and it is no big deal to lose this level, and it is not necessarily a loss. Leng Wenbin's eyes are firm. The Tianren realm contestants of the 4 forces all have the strength of the peak of the land immortals, but there is also a gap in the strength of the peak of the land immortals. There is a natural gap between the land immortal/transformation realm and the fusion stage, and the gap in combat power is far beyond the comparison of the previous major realms. After all, who is not a genius who can enter the fusion stage? Only by combining the 2 ways of immortality and martial arts and understanding one's own path of cultivation can one reach the fusion stage. I don't know how many land immortal/transformation peak cultivators are stuck here for a lifetime and cannot make any progress. Even the peerless genius at the level of the true disciple of the Huangting sect, who practices both immortality and martial arts and reaches the land immortal/transformation realm, is far from the opponent of the fusion stage. Cultivator, on the road of cultivation, the fusion stage is already a giant, and it is completely possible to call the sect the ancestor and open up a major force. After all, only when you reach the fusion stage can you be called a great power, and great power is not a joke. The battle power span from the peak of the land immortals to the fusion stage is huge, so the gap between the strengths of the peak of the land immortals is not small. Leng Wenbin's strength is quite good among the peak of the land immortals. On the Tianren list of the Huangting sect's Tongtian Tower, there are several people who have passed the 60th floor, and Leng Wenbin ranks first. As for the 61st floor of the Tongtian Tower, only the great ones in the Huangting sect can pass it. Not to mention the Tianren realm, no disciples in the land immortal realm can pass the 61st floor, so there is a very strange phenomenon. The Tongtian Tower's land immortal list is all 60th floor. As for the order, it is determined by the Tongtian Tower based on the performance of the trialists on the 61st floor. The Tianren realm contestants of the other 3 major forces should be weaker than Leng Wenbin. The 3 contestants from Tianjian Pavilion, Wanhua Medicine Valley and Wanyao Royal Court locked their auras firmly on Lang Wenbin and Changfeng. The two sides confronted each other and the battle was about to break out. As for Huang Zongtian and Feng Lai, they were completely ignored. Chapter 46. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Outside the four-sided tower, the spectators were excited to see the battle on the battlefield of the gods and men about to break out. The outcome of this battle no longer mattered. If the Huangting sect won, it would sweep all four realms and be worthy of the title of the strongest force in the southern region. If the other three won, the contestants from the two southern region sects would certainly join forces to expel the dragon from the 10,000 demons royal court, and then compete for the winner, so that the Heavenly Sword Pavilion or the 10,000 Flowers Medicine Valley would win one realm. No matter what the result was, everyone could accept it. The great elder also stroked his beard, ready to enjoy the battle between the Tianjiao. Only the monsters of the 10,000 demons royal court looked unhappy, but they did not dare to get angry. Inside the four-sided tower, on the battlefield of the gods and men, the two sides were communicating and discussing countermeasures. According to the intelligence, Jin Yi has the strength of a mid-stage immortal or above. Changfeng can defeat him, so he must have the strength of a late or peak immortal. Junior sister Mo, Changfeng is left to you. Although he is not weak in combat, he is only at the innate level, so his mental strength must be a shortcoming. Junior sister Mo, your skills and magical powers are most effective in dealing with him. This fellow Jiaolong and I will deal with Lang Wenbin, and we should be able to suppress him. After junior sister Mo solves Changfeng, the three of us will join forces to send Lang Wenbin out of the tower. From now on, who wins and who loses will depend on their own abilities. Senior brother Wang He of Tianjiao Pavilion transmitted the message. After listening to Mo Hongyan of Wanhua Medicine Valley and Jiaolong of Wanyao Royal Court, they thought for a moment and agreed to his battle plan. On the other side, the four people of Huangting's sect were also discussing. Brother Lang, can you hold the two first? I will try my best to deal with one as quickly as possible, and then I will come to help you fight the enemy. Brother Feng and Brother Huang will be on the side. Changfeng transmitted the message. The other three chose to believe Changfeng and agreed to his plan. The momentum of both sides continued to rise, and suddenly, Lang Wenbin took the lead. He waved his long sword, and countless sword lights turned into a net, covering Wang He and Jiaolong. Wang He and Jiaolong saw that it was just what they wanted, and rushed towards Lang Wenbin. The three fought in a group, and Lang Wenbin fought 1 against 2, so there was no big problem in a short time. Whether it was intentional or unintentional, the battlefield of the three gradually moved away from Changfeng and Mo Hongyan. Changfeng saw that no one was disturbing the situation, and immediately activated the sun breathing and the first 3 gates of the 8 gates of Tianjiao, and punched Mo Hongyan. Mo Hongyan's face changed, and she instantly sacrificed a defensive low-grade spiritual treasure. Changfeng punched it, and the metal rang. Although it did not cause any damage to Mo Hongyan, the huge force knocked her out. Mo Hongyan stabilized her body in mid-air and suddenly laughed. Junior brother Qi really doesn't know how to cherish women and let your sister love you. After saying that, she waved her long sleeves and danced in the air. Changfeng only felt that everything around him gradually blurred, and countless lewd sounds rang in his ears. He hurriedly used his heart to protect his sea of consciousness, and then he got rid of the influence. Mo Hongyan used the secret method of Wanhua Medicine Valley's spiritual power, the wonderful appearance of the heavenly demon. This secret method can confuse people's minds and attack the sea of consciousness, and they will be hit unknowingly. Mo Hongyan's spiritual power strength has reached the early stage of land immortals. In her opinion, Changfeng can definitely not resist this move and is now trapped in an illusion. After Changfeng used his mental power to get rid of the influence of the magical appearance of the heavenly demon, he took advantage of the situation and stood still with a dull look, pretending to be in an illusion. Mo Hongyan did not doubt him and flew towards Changfeng, stretched out her slender jade palm, slapped Changfeng's chest, and prepared to send him out of the tower. Just when Mo Hongyan approached Changfeng, 8 gates of Tianjiao, Jingmen, open. Changfeng instantly opened the first 7 gates of 8 gates of Tianjiao. Without any hesitation, he covered his fists with mental power and punched Mo Hongyan in the chest. Mo Hongyan was caught off guard and her face changed drastically. Facing the speed of Changfeng opening the 7 gates, she had no time to react and was hit hard. She vomited blood instantly and her face turned pale. She was teleported out of the square tower before she could say anything. Your physical strength is so weak. Not as good as that golden wing. Changfeng was slightly stunned. He just wanted to take advantage of the situation to add a few punches, but he didn't expect it to be so weak. Without thinking any more, Changfeng did not cancel the 7-door state and rushed directly to the battle circle of Leng Wenbin and his team. Everything happened in a flash. Wang He and Jiaolong felt something was wrong when they realized that Mo Hongyan was sent away. What's going on? Junior sister Mo was defeated so quickly. This shouldn't be the case. Wang He was very confused. However, when he saw the gray energy covering Changfeng's fists, he immediately understood its mental power. Wang He regretted it instantly. If he had known, he would not have let junior sister Mo fight Changfeng. For a cultivator like Mo Hongyan who specializes in spiritual charm, mental power is her biggest nemesis. Moreover, Changfeng was not careful, so it was normal for Mo Hongyan to lose in a short time. Leng Wenbin saw Changfeng solve the opponent and came to support, and his eyes lit up immediately. He could not help but increase the intensity of the attack and no longer focused on defense. Jiaolong was also anxious, and he didn't care so much, and directly activated his innate magical power, raising clouds and rain. In an instant, the battlefield was filled with clouds and fog, and heavy rain fell, and every drop of rain had a strong attack power. Unfortunately, the magical power of raising clouds and rain is a weapon for group attacks and mowing the grass. It is not very useful for a single opponent of the same strength, and it can only be better than nothing. Changfeng opened the 7 gates and rushed into the battlefield quickly, ignoring the clouds and rain, and punched the hundreds of meters long body of Jiaolong. A large body is a living target, and Jiaolong underestimated the power of Changfeng's punch. Changfeng, who had opened the 7 gates, had an attack power that was stronger than Leng Wenbin. Jiaolong was hit by a punch, his face almost turned green, and he spurted out a mouthful of blood, which made him feel a little better. Fortunately, Jiaolong's body was strong, so he was not killed by a punch. Jiaolong hurriedly sacrificed the treasure bell to protect himself and Wang He, and also resisted Changfeng's subsequent punches. It must be said that this treasure bell is absolutely the best among the lower-grade spiritual treasures, with super strong defense. Changfeng saw that a few punches did not have much effect, and he felt a little anxious in his heart, and sent a voice message to Leng Wenbin. Brother Leng, if you have any trump cards, use them quickly. We must fight quickly. I can't last long in this state. Leng Wenbin saw at a glance that Changfeng used the secret method of increasing combat power. Although he was surprised that he could refine it in such a short time, he did not ask much. In an instant, Leng Wenbin opened, floating ashes, and his lifespan burned rapidly, and at the same time, his strength increased dramatically. Changfeng and Leng Wenbin attacked Jiaolong's bell-shaped spiritual treasure without any hesitation. With just one strike, they knocked the bell away, and the spiritual light on its surface was greatly damaged, and even some tiny cracks appeared. It seemed that the bell would break after a few more strikes. Without the protection of the bell, Jiaolong and Wang He were horrified and fought desperately. However, Changfeng and Leng Wenbin, who had activated the life-threatening secret method, were sent out of the 4-square tower within 3 rounds. After defeating their opponents, Changfeng and Leng Wenbin quickly lifted the secret method. The two felt sore all over their bodies, and their muscles seemed to be torn. The 4th-level battle is over. The winners are Huang Tingzong Leng Wenbin, Changfeng, Huang Zongtian, and Feng Lai. A voice rang out in the battlefield of heaven and man. Chapter 47. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The 2 men of Huang Tingzong are really fighting hard. In order to win, they even used the secret method of increasing combat power with great side effects. A powerful person watching the battle said, I didn't expect that the 2 men of Huang Tingzong had practiced this secret method, and both of them had reached the state of great success. It's really rare. After all, the side effects are so great, and the difficulty of practice is not low. The key is that after reaching the fusion state, it is basically useless. Another powerful person echoed, the secret method of increasing combat power of the level of 8 gates of Tianjiao and floating life ashes is very useful in the realm of land immortals and below, and the combat power is greatly increased. However, when it comes to the fusion stage, entering the realm of great power, the effect that can be exerted is very small. This is also the reason why there are very few cultivators who practice this kind of secret method. For those who practice, who doesn't want to pursue the great way, live a carefree life and step into the fusion state is the goal, just like Leng Wenbin who practices eternal evergreen art. He has a long lifespan, so he will practice this secret method to improve combat power. Of course, Changfeng, who has great opportunity and great fortune, does not count. The contestants from the other 3 major forces did not know this kind of secret method, so it was reasonable that they could not defeat Changfeng and Leng Wenbin in the end. On the 4th floor of the 4-sided tower, Huang Zongtian and Feng Lai flew over from not far away. Brother Leng, Brother Qi, are you all right? Feng Lai asked with concern. After taking 2 breaths, Changfeng said, It's nothing serious. His indestructible body talent gave him a strong recovery ability. At this time, his body was almost healed. Leng Wenbin also nodded, saying that he was fine, but he felt a little sad that he had burned almost 10 years of his life. Then, the 4 were teleported out of the 4-sided tower and came to the host of the competition, Cheng Hongmei, on the Luofu immortal boat. The Huangting sect disciples who were watching the competition cheered and applauded. Congratulations to the 4 of you for winning this competition. You can receive your winners' rewards later. At the same time, all contestants can receive the competition rewards provided by my Wanhua Medicine Valley. Cheng Hongmei said, I declare that this competition has ended successfully. 100 years later, the next competition will be hosted by Huangting sect. The exchange area outside the mountain gate will continue for 5 days, and after 5 days, the area will be closed. I hope that all Taoists will have a pleasant exchange and gain something. After saying that, the square tower turned into a mini tower and was put away by her. Changfeng and the other 4 also returned to the front platform of Luofu. Xianjiao, Grand Elder, 2 Peak Masters, I am glad to have fulfilled your mission. The 4 bowed to the Grand Elder and the 2 Peak Masters. Very good, good performance, worthy of being the top of all realms in my Huangting sect. The Grand Elder laughed. In this competition, Huangting sect won the championship of all realms, which can be said to have stolen the limelight. Don't worry, there will be generous rewards when we return to the sect. The Grand Elder said. Changfeng and others were delighted. At this time, Cheng Hongmei flew over and invited all the accompanying personnel of Huangting's sect to enter Wanhua Medicine Valley for an exchange. At the same time, the Heavenly Sword Pavilion and the 10,000 Demons Royal Court were also invited. None of the 3 invited forces refused. The Luofu Immortal Boat, Changfeng Peak and the 10,000 Demons Tower all started slowly and headed towards the entrance of the Wanhua Medicine Valley. When passing the mountain gate, Changfeng saw Jin Yi on the 10,000 Demons Tower, and the other party also looked at him. It seems that the Golden Winged Depang has recovered from the defeat in the battle with Changfeng, and nodded slightly to Changfeng. Changfeng also nodded. It seems that Jin Yi has a good character and is not a man who can't afford to lose. I'll get to know him if I have a chance. Changfeng thought. The 3 immortal artifacts entered the Wanhua Medicine Valley, and Cheng Hongmei gave each of them a special token. With this token, they can tour and communicate in the Wanhua Medicine Valley in the next 5 days, as long as they don't enter some forbidden areas. The disciples took the token and dispersed, ready to have a good look in the Wanhua Medicine Valley. Hearing that there are many senior sisters and junior sisters in Wanhua Medicine Valley, many people can't wait to start an encounter. Led by Cheng Hongmei, 16 contestants came to the main hall of Wanhua Medicine Valley to receive the rewards for the competition. Jin Yi didn't plan to go at first. He didn't care about the rewards from Wanhua Medicine Valley, but after thinking about it, he followed. Entering the hall, an old man in green stood in the hall, looking at them with a smile. This man is a supreme elder of Wanhua Medicine Valley, named Gu Xiu, with a high level of cultivation and unfathomable strength. My surname is Gu, and I am the supreme elder of Wanhua Medicine Valley. Today I will distribute the rewards for the competition to you. Gu Xiu didn't waste any words and said directly. Meet the Supreme Elder. Cheng Hongmei and everyone else saluted, no need to be polite. Each contestant in this competition can get a basic reward of 1 million spirit stones and a spiritual treasure of their choice. Each of the 4 winners can get a cave treasure as an additional reward. Gu Shiyu said, as soon as the words fell, everyone except Jin Yi was filled with surprise. Wanhua Medicine Valley is really generous this time. Each person is guaranteed 1 million spirit stones and a self-selected spirit treasure. 1 million spirit stones is not too much for everyone present, but not too little. The key is that one self-selected spirit treasure, any type and grade, which is precious. You should know that only when the mental power reaches the realm of land immortals can the spirit treasure be activated. Among them, when the mental power has just entered the realm of land immortals, the lower grade spirit treasure can be used. By analogy, when it reaches the peak of land immortals, the upper grade spirit treasure can be used. The 4 contestants in the Tianren realm of this competition have a mental strength of the initial stage of land immortals, so the ones they use are each of them is a lower grade spiritual treasure. As for higher level Taoist instruments, they can only be used when the strength of spiritual power reaches the fusion realm. Each of the 4 winners has a cave treasure, which is even more precious. The cave treasure is a precious treasure made by the great masters of the Mahayana period and above, who refine the fragments of space into a small space. The value of each cave treasure is no less than that of an ordinary Taoist instrument. In the cave treasure, you can plant spiritual medicine, raise spiritual beasts, practice in seclusion, etc., which is a portable immortal palace. When encountering a powerful enemy, you can also enter it to save your life. It is difficult for a strong person who is not in the tribulation period to break it. However, it will not be done unless it is absolutely necessary, because it will be blocked by the enemy in the cave treasure, and it will be difficult to get out. Get away. The top cave treasure, which even contains a small world, is extremely powerful when used, and can seal the enemy in a blink of an eye. However, cave treasures of this level are rare, and are much more precious than immortal artifacts. It is said that each piece is made by the great powers of the upper realm with great effort. The contestants thanked him one after another, and took turns to explain the type and grade of the spiritual treasure they wanted to the Supreme Elder. All contestants chose high-grade spiritual treasures, including the innate realm contestants. After all, the higher the grade, the higher the value. Even if you can't use it now, it will be a huge sum of money if you sell it. Changfeng considered it and chose a high-grade spiritual treasure inner armor. There is no way, although Changfeng's spiritual power strength and quantity although not weak, it is far behind the physical strength. When fighting against enemies of similar strength, Changfeng mainly uses physical combat as the means. For those high-grade attack and defense spiritual treasures that require spiritual power to drive, even if his mental power is qualified, he may not have enough spiritual power to drive them. Therefore, choosing a special spiritual treasure like Tianjiao that does not require spiritual power is the best choice. Many contestants made the same choice as Changfeng. Gu Shiyu's Grand Elder was not surprised. With a wave of his sleeves, 16 streams of light fell in front of each contestant. Changfeng moved his mind and put the 1 million spiritual stones and Tianjiao spiritual treasure into the storage ring, ready to refine them when his mental strength reaches the peak of the land immortal. Chapter 48. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Everyone put away their spiritual stones and spiritual treasures. The Grand Elder Gu Shiyu waved his hand and said, "Okay, except for the 4 winners of the competition, the rest of you can leave this hall. You geniuses can take a tour in my Wanhua Medicine Valley and have a good exchange." Soon, everyone left, and only the 4 contestants from Huangting's sect were left in the hall. Congratulations to the 4 of you for winning this competition. Huangting's sect is worthy of being the first sect in my southern region. It has a profound foundation and many geniuses. This time, it won all the championships in the 4 realms. Gu Shiyu said, "Senior, you are too kind." Changfeng and the other 4 hurriedly said they didn't dare. "Okay, don't be modest." Gu Shiyu said no more, waved his hand, and 4 treasures of the cave fell in front of the 4 people. Just drip blood here to refine it. The cave heaven treasure is different from ordinary magic weapons. It does not require the strength of mental power. It can be used after refining. Changfeng and the other four obediently forced out fresh blood and dripped it into the cave heaven treasure in front of them. Soon, they succeeded in refining it. Changfeng's cave heaven treasure looks like a teapot, named Xianwu pot. After the mental power probed into it, he found that the space was really not small, about the same size as his own Xiaoyufeng dojo, and the spiritual energy inside was rich. According to the differences in your performance in the competition, the grades of the cave heaven treasures awarded are different. Changfeng has the highest grade, Leng Wenbin is second, and Huang Zongtian and Feng Lai are third. Gu Shiyu suddenly said. This statement did not surprise the four people, and Huang Zongtian and Feng Lai were not annoyed. After the competition, the two did not make a single move, and they relied on Changfeng and Leng Wenbin to fly and win directly. They were very surprised to get a cave heaven treasure. If it weren't for Changfeng's great power, the two of them would have been sent out of the four-square tower by Genie. It doesn't matter if the grade is low. Even if it is lower, it is still a treasure of the cave heaven. Few cultivators below the great power can possess it. The two of them have a good mentality. Gu Shiyu saw that the four had no objection, and nodded secretly. After the four of them finished refining, Gu Shiyu said, Changfeng stays, and the three of you can leave. Leng Wenbin and the other two looked at Changfeng enviously, turned around and left the hall. It seems that junior brother Qi has an extra reward. The three thought to themselves. At this time, Changfeng was the only contestant left in the hall. Gu Shiyu, the supreme elder, took out a jade bottle and handed it to Changfeng. The Wanyao Emperor Court insisted on participating in this competition, and it was not without cost. This bottle of Zhu Yan's blood essence was provided by the Wanyao Emperor Court. Before the competition, the leaders of our four sects discussed and finally decided to award this blood essence to the best performer in this competition. Now that I think about it, the Wanyao Emperor Court had a good plan. They were sure that the Golden Winged Depeng would be the biggest winner of this competition, but they didn't expect that you would defeat it in the Grandmaster battlefield. Before you came to the hall, the leaders of our four sects voted and unanimously decided to award this bottle of Zhu Yan's blood essence to you. Gu Shiyu smiled. Zhu Yan is a divine beast of the upper realm of the same level as the Golden Winged Depeng. If this Zhu Yan's blood essence is used properly, it will definitely be a treasure. Changfeng put it away solemnly. Okay, all the rewards have been distributed. Qi boy, you can go. Gu Shiyu said to Changfeng, your talent is so high that I have never seen it before. Remember to practice hard and don't waste such a good talent. Changfeng said yes repeatedly, bowed to Gu Shiyu, and left the hall. There are still 5 days before returning to Huangting's sect, and Changfeng is going to stroll around Wanhua Medicine Valley. After changing his appearance and changing into casual clothes, Changfeng began to appreciate the local customs in Wanhua Medicine Valley. There are mostly female disciples in Wanhua Medicine Valley, and you can often see a group of beautiful women passing by, except for the contestants in the four-square tower. No one else is familiar with Changfeng's aura. After a day, Changfeng, who has changed his appearance, did not attract attention in Wanhua Medicine Valley. The disciples of Wanhua Medicine Valley only regarded him as an ordinary Huangting sect entourage. The next day, after practicing boxing for an hour in the Cave Heaven Treasure, Changfeng continued to tour Wanhua Medicine Valley. Passing by a medicine garden, he saw a Wanhua Medicine Valley disciple tending to spiritual plants, and he stopped to watch with interest. The disciple also knew that there were people from the outside sect coming to Wanhua Medicine Valley to exchange ideas these days. When he saw Changfeng, he did not drive them away, but enthusiastically introduced various spiritual plants to him. At this time, a group of demons came not far away, led by the dragon in the Tianren battlefield. More than a dozen demons walked together, talking and laughing, and it seemed that they were living a very comfortable life in Wanhua Medicine Valley. When passing by the medicine garden, the dragon seemed to feel something and looked at Changfeng. Seeing the female disciple who was talking to the spiritual plant, Changfeng's eyes lit up immediately, and he led the demon tribe forward. Brother Qi is really a good person. Jiaolong stepped forward and bowed. Jiaolong's name was Jiao Shisan, and he was the 13th son of the Jiaolong tribe's patriarch, and the Jiaolong tribe's most outstanding genius. Changfeng saw that he was recognized, and he also changed back to his original appearance and bowed in return. the female disciples of Wanhua Medicine Valley saw that Changfeng had changed his appearance, and with the name Jiao Shisan called him. They knew who the person in front of them was, and hurriedly sent a message to their senior brothers and sisters in secret. After the Battle of the Four-Square Tower, Changfeng became famous in the southern region, and his appearance was known to everyone in the major sects watching the battle. Some people even gave Changfeng the title of the first genius in the southern region. Brother Qi, it's still early today, why don't we find a place to have a few drinks? Many of my demon tribe admire you and hope to meet you. Jiao Shisan said. Although he was hit by Changfeng several times on the battlefield of heaven and man, Jiao Shisan did not bear a grudge as they were different from each other. Changfeng was also an open-minded person. With the idea of more friends, more paths, he readily agreed. Just as he was about to find a place to communicate with this group of monsters, Mo Hongyan also appeared with several disciples of Wanhua Medicine Valley not far away. Mo Hongyan had been upset for the past 2 days after being sent away by Changfeng with a punch on the battlefield of heaven and man. When she saw Changfeng, she did not give him a good look. Changfeng did not care, but politely invited Mo Hongyan to attend the banquet. Unexpectedly, Mo Hongyan actually agreed. Changfeng was stunned, but did not think much. Seeing that the banquet team was getting bigger and bigger, he decided to simply call everyone to drink together and communicate, which was also a great pleasure for cultivation. He said something to Jiao Shisan and Mo Hongyan, and the two had no objections, so the three of them sent messages to each other, and after about an incense stick of time, Leng Wenbin, Feng Lai, Wang Zongtian, Morong Qin, Wang He of Tianjiao Pavilion and a group of disciples, Lao Niu of the Demon Clan, Yunlei Bao and others all came. Finally, Jin Yi also came and greeted Changfeng. All 16 contestants were present, plus some of their friends. Dozens of geniuses gathered here. Changfeng took out the treasure of the cave heaven he had just obtained and said, "Why don't you go to the pot to talk?" Everyone nodded. Chapter 49. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Everyone entered the Qiankuan pot and looked around. There were pavilions, towers, flowers, trees, and all kinds of facilities. This was done when the cave heaven treasure was being refined. They found an open area with beautiful scenery and sat down casually. In his own cave heaven treasure, Changfeng could control all items at will. With a wave of his hand, a long table appeared in front of everyone, with spiritual tea, spiritual wine, spiritual fruit and other items on the table. Fortunately, before the competition started, Changfeng spent his exchange points to replenish a batch of goods, otherwise this banquet might not be enough. Seeing this, everyone was not polite and ate and drank. Many Tianjiao also took out some of their own sect specialties and distributed them to everyone to taste. Everyone talked about everything together, and the atmosphere was very harmonious. Jin Yi was a little restrained at first, but soon he was also infected by the atmosphere of the banquet and started chatting with everyone. Brother Jin, you come from the upper realm, and you are from the family of the divine beast Golden Wing Dapeng. You must be well informed. I wonder if you can introduce us to the upper realm. After taking a sip of the spirit wine, Changfeng suddenly asked. Jin Yi was stunned, thought for a moment, and said, "It has not been long since I was born. I am not yet 30 years old. I don't know much about the specific situation of the upper realm. Moreover, before I went down to the lower realm, the elders of the clan warned me not to tell the specific situation of the upper realm to people below the fusion stage in the lower realm, otherwise it would be a violation of the rules. I heard from the elders that knowing the situation of the upper realm too early may affect the breakthrough into the fusion stage. When you enter the fusion stage, you will naturally know the situation of the upper realm from the sect. I can only say that your sects are inextricably linked to some major forces in the upper realm. If you have the opportunity to ascend to the upper realm, you will definitely not lack backers." After listening, everyone was thoughtful and stopped asking questions. At this time, Jin Yi took out a jade pot and a bunch of spiritual fruits, and said to everyone, "These are some specialties of our Golden Wing Dapeng clan that I brought with me when I went down to the mortal world. You can taste them." After that, he distributed the spiritual wine and spiritual fruits to the Tianjiao. Changfeng drank a sip of the spiritual wine, and his eyes lit up. Not bad, the taste and quality are much better than what he exchanged. Everyone also tasted it and praised it. Genie saw that everyone was eating happily, and there was a smile on his face. The atmosphere of the banquet reached a climax during the clinking of glasses. Everyone shared their cultivation experience and what they saw and heard in various places. Changfeng listened with relish. Later, some monsters drank too much and even showed their true colors. Cows, foxes, and leopards lay on the ground, causing everyone to laugh. The banquet lasted for a whole day. After having fun, everyone dispersed. In the next few days, Changfeng spent all his time communicating with fellow Taoists in Wanhua Medicine Valley, except for daily boxing practice. During this period, Mo Hongyan also hosted a banquet for all the geniuses. Changfeng was deeply impressed by the various delicacies in Wanhua Medicine Valley. In a blink of an eye, 5 days passed quickly. Today, Huangting sect, Tianjiao Pavilion and Wanyao Huangting are preparing to set off to return to their sections. The monsters in Wanyao Huangting left first. Before leaving, Genie found Changfeng alone. This time I came out to see the scenery and customs of the human race, which can be regarded as a wish of mine. In our demon race, a large part of the tribesmen are willing to make friends with the human race. Not long after I was born, I heard some elders describe the scenes of the human race to me, so I really want to come to the human race to take a look. Unfortunately, the upper realm is too big. With my cultivation level, it must be dangerous to go far away, so the elders sent me to the lower realm to train. This time I return to the North Territory, and it won't take long before I return to the upper realm. Fellow Taoist Chi, I don't know when we will see each other again after this separation. But I think that with your talent, it is also extremely rare in the upper realm, and you will definitely be able to ascend to the upper realm. When the time comes, Taoist fellow will come to my Golden Wing Depeng clan to find me, and we will have a drink and talk happily. After speaking, he took out a golden feather and handed it to Changfeng. This is a token. When Taoist fellow goes to the Golden Wing Depeng clan, you can take out this token and be entertained. Changfeng accepted it solemnly. Brother Jean, take care and have a safe journey. The novel was taken from the Translat website. Close where you're reading it and support us on our website for more free novels. Watching the 10,000 monsters tower go away, Changfeng turned around and returned to the Luofu immortal boat. Changfeng will definitely go to the upper realm. Changfeng was determined. After the monsters of the 10,000 monsters royal court left, the powerful people of the Huangting sect in the Great Elder's landscape cave heaven map showed regret and took out the treasures of the cave heaven. As soon as Changfeng entered the Luofu immortal boat, he saw a person in the distance and was stunned for a moment. It was his master Changfeng. Changfeng didn't have time to think about it, and hurried forward to greet him. Not bad, good disciple, I also watched this competition and didn't embarrass me. Changfeng patted Changfeng's shoulder and laughed. Changfeng was in his heart that I wondered, when did the master come? Why did he watch my competition? Suddenly, a flash of inspiration came to my mind, and I had a vague guess. At this time, Changfeng sent a message to Changfeng, that the master and the other dozen peak masters have been in the cave treasure of the Great Elder. In order to guard against any conspiracy of the 10,000 demons royal court, it seems that we are too worried this time. Sure enough, Changfeng's words verified Changfeng's guess. The master and the apprentice found a quiet room, and Changfeng told Changfeng about the token that Genie gave him. Changfeng pondered for a moment and said, As far as I know, there are 3 factions in the demon race, those who are close to humans, those who are neutral, and those who hate humans. It seems that there are many people in the Golden Wing Depeng clan who are close to humans. Although I can't tell you too much information about the upper realm, you can know that even in the upper realm, our human race is still the protagonist of heaven and earth, and no alien race dares to blatantly bully our human race. When you enter the fusion period, you can understand the information and situation of the upper realm, and then you can judge for yourself. But I think that Genie is unlikely to have any bad intentions. Changfeng nodded after listening. Master, when will we set off to return to Huangting sect? This time the situation is special. Because of the 10,000 demons royal court, my master and more than a dozen peak masters have not shown up. I should postpone my return for 2 days to give the peak masters some time to visit relatives and friends. It's just in time for my master to meet a few friends in Wanhua Medicine Valley. Changfeng replied. After chatting with Changfeng for a few more words, Changfeng flashed out. At this time, Changfeng also received a message from the elder, saying that he would set off to return in 2 days. This made Changfeng, who was eager to return, a little helpless. He was still waiting to return to the sect to receive rewards and break through the realm. Suddenly, Mo Hongyan also sent him a message, saying that she knew that Huang Tingzong would return in 2 days, and asked him if he wanted to attend a banquet to see him off. In the past few days, Mo Hongyan's attitude towards Changfeng has changed a lot. Changfeng declined on the grounds that he was in seclusion. In the past 2 days, Changfeng did not go out to tour again, but practiced boxing in the Qiankuan pot, the treasure of the cave heaven, for 2 days. 2 days later, everyone in the Huangting sect gathered in the Luofu ferry boat, ready to set off to return to the sect, and the peak masters did not return to the Shanshui Dongti on Tuesday. Everyone is here. Master Zhao and Master Lu have some personal matters and will stay in Wanhua Medicine Valley for a while. They will return on their own when the time comes. The great elder said, "Everyone, get ready to go." Looking at the monks from Wanhua Medicine Valley who were seeing him off outside the Luofu immortal boat, there were many acquaintances he had met in the past few days. Changfeng waved to them. The great elder urged his magic power. The Luofu immortal boat instantly penetrated the space and disappeared. Half an hour later, the gate of the Huangting sect was in sight. Chapter 50. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After returning to Huangting sect, Changfeng did not stay for too long, and plunged into the Xiaoyufeng dojo, preparing to retreat and break through his cultivation. The sect rewards after the competition have not been issued yet. It is estimated that the news will not be spread to Huangting sect for a long time, and the top leaders will discuss it. Changfeng was not in a hurry. He came to the retreat room and took out the 3rd level of the Xiantian holy body, and prepared to break through to the Grandmaster level. He has no more progress in the Xiantian realm, and his foundation is extremely solid. He can even be called the strongest Xiantian realm cultivator in Xianhuang continent from ancient times to the present. In the few days after the competition, if Changfeng himself had not deliberately suppressed it, he could have broken through to the Grandmaster level in Wanhua Medicine Valley. Changfeng began to operate the method in Xiantian holy body, to refine the treasures of heaven and earth. The treasures of heaven and earth required for the 3rd level are far more than the first 2 levels, and the grade is higher, and the value is many times that of the first 2 levels. If Changfeng had not provided it to him, he estimated that he would have to spend hundreds of thousands of exchange points to exchange them all. It's a pity that I have to rely on myself to obtain the treasures of the 4th level of Xiantian holy body. Changfeng sighed in his heart, thinking of the treasures needed for Xiantian holy body. To break through to the Grandmaster level, Changfeng felt a little scalp numb. Therefore, it is difficult to practice top martial arts skills. Not only is the price of skills exchange expensive, but the resources required for practice are also a bottomless pit. While Changfeng was in seclusion, trying to refine the treasures of heaven and earth to break through the realm, the news of the competition spread quickly throughout Huangting sect. On the outer disciples channel of the guarding sect array exchange platform, everyone was discussing it enthusiastically. Good news, our Huangting sect won the championship of the 4 realms in this competition. With all the images of the competition, this post can give scores to all contestants, and all other scoring posts will be deleted. One of the most popular posts was pinned high. Brother Qi is the best of the best. He must get 10 points. He is the strongest thigh and can lead everyone. I just want to say that anyone can go to the 2nd and 3rd floors. You can win even if you tie a dog. It's great to see the golden-winged roc, the divine beast of the upper realm. It looks very majestic. I want to raise one. I think you want to be used as feed. Brother Lang is also very powerful. He fought against 2 Tianren realm geniuses alone and did not lose. After using the secret method of increasing combat power, he was invincible. Did I notice that the dance performance at the beginning of the competition was very good? Brother Qi can have the combat power of a land immortal in the Xiantian realm. He can really be called the strongest Xiantian realm in ancient and modern times. and the #1 genius in my Xianhuang continent. It's hard to say. Who knows if there are more evil geniuses in the other 3 domains? I feel sorry for the other 3 people in the Xiantian realm battlefield for a second. It's really miserable. They were swept away in an instant. I envy Brother Huang and Brother Feng so much. They can win and get rewards without doing anything. Humph, pure idiot. Thousands of comments soon appeared under a popular post, and many disciples opened independent posts. Everyone was very satisfied with the results achieved by Huangting sect in this competition. Changfeng, who was in seclusion, didn't know this and was still concentrating on refining the treasures of heaven and earth. 5 days later, Changfeng came out of seclusion. It was not that he successfully broke through to the Grandmaster level, but that he didn't have enough treasures of heaven and earth. The treasures of heaven and earth provided by Qin Feng had been consumed, but Changfeng still hadn't refined the 3rd level of Xiantian holy body. This situation had never occurred when practicing the first 2 levels. At this time, Changfeng's body did not feel any discomfort, so it should not be that. There was something wrong with his practice. He guessed that it was because at this stage, with the blessing of various talents, his physical foundation was too strong, and a set of treasures of heaven and earth required for the 3rd level could not allow him to break through smoothly, and he was stuck in the middle. To be on the safe side, Changfeng was going to ask his master. After leaving Shaozhu Peak Dojo, he soon came to the main peak of Tianquan Peak, met Qin Feng, and told him what he had encountered. Qin Feng grabbed Changfeng's arm and probed his magic power into his body. After a cup of tea, Qin Feng let go of his hand and pondered. In fact, there was a storm in his heart. Such a strong innate body, I have never heard of it, and the foundation is extremely solid. Wasn't it the innate body detected during the entrance examination? Whose innate body looks like this? It must be that guy Lu Chongqing made a mistake. However, Qin Feng did not show it. After all, as a Mahayana cultivator at the top of this world, face is still very important. After a while, Qin Feng said, I checked it and didn't find any problems. It should be that the foundation is too strong, and it needs more natural treasures to break through. You can try it. Anyway, there is no harm in refining those natural treasures. At most, it will be a waste. Changfeng nodded and agreed with Qin Feng's statement. After thanking him, he prepared to leave. Master, I have some natural treasures needed for the 3rd level. Take them. Go and use it. After saying that, Qin Feng threw a storage bag to Changfeng. Changfeng quickly declined. Why are you being so polite to me? I only have you as my disciple, who else can I give it to? Besides, I have already refined the Xiantian holy body to the 9th level, so there is no point in keeping these 3rd level treasures. Qin Feng said unhappily. Changfeng had no choice but to accept it. Back in the retreat room of Xia's Yufeng Dojo, Changfeng opened the storage bag and found that there were 2 sets of natural treasures required for the 3rd level. Very grateful, Changfeng continued to retreat and refine. 5 days later, Changfeng refined all the 2 sets of natural treasures, but still did not break through to the Grandmaster level. But he was not in a hurry, because he felt that he was going to break through after refining 2 more sets. There was also good news. The rewards for the sect's competition were issued. Changfeng won 3 silver medals plus 5 million exchange points, and he could also enter the 1st level of the sect's treasury and choose any treasure to take out. Not bad, it's really generous. Changfeng sighed in his heart. It's really good to take shelter under a big tree. With 5 million exchange points, he instantly became more confident. Changfeng checked and found that the list of exchange for the protection formation had all the natural materials and treasures required for the first 3 levels of Xiantian holy body. After spending 800,000 exchange points, Changfeng exchanged 2 3rd-level natural materials and treasures, and continued to refine them in seclusion. With satisfaction, 3 days later, Changfeng was about to refine all the natural materials and treasures. When the last natural material and treasure was immersed in the body, Changfeng's muscles and bones all rang, and his blood rushed to the sky. If it weren't for the big formation covering it, it would definitely cause a lot of noise. Break it for me. Practicing the method in Xiantian holy body, Changfeng's aura increased rapidly. Grandmaster's early stage, Grandmaster's middle stage, until the Grandmaster's peak. This is the power of pink-level martial arts. Not only is the physical body far superior to ordinary cultivators of the same level, but also below the fusion stage. Once a breakthrough is made, it can reach the peak of this realm. Grandmaster Realm, a successful breakthrough. Changfeng looked happy and felt his physical body. Without wearing inner armor, it could be comparable to a top-grade magic weapon. With the inner armor on his body, Changfeng had the confidence to fight against a low-grade spiritual treasure with his bare hands. The sect protection formation felt the change in Changfeng's cultivation. Instantly his name appeared at the top of the Tongtian Tower Grandmaster list. Squeezing Feng lie down.